What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails into Reverie. Last time we finished off Lloyd's route for Act 4, which had us fighting against Ilya at the top of the Moon Temple. Almost bringing her back, but then the mask, thanks to Ishmelga, kept its hold on her a little bit longer. So we're going to have to get through to her one more time, which makes sense. I mean, Risha wasn't even with us during that fight, so of course she wasn't going to get freed right there. But it pretty much ended with Lloyd's group watching the broadcast that Supreme Leader Rufus was putting on, basically saying that all neighboring nations have until noon tomorrow to comply with the United Nation of Crossbell's demands, becoming part of Crossbell, or else they're going to wage war against these other nations. So now, Lloyd and Reen are going to be working together to plan some kind of counterattack to this. But in the meantime, we are going to proceed on to the final part of Act 4, which is what Rufus and them are going to do, which last time we checked in with them, we had to go, for Lapis's memories to fully awaken, we have to go see someone named Ian. However, the only Ian we know in the series is Ian Grimwood, so I guess maybe we're going to be paying him a visit. So let's go. However, we're not going to do this whole route in one go. Like I said, once we get the next, mirror in the pocket scene, then we're definitely going to do that. And then whatever we unlock in the corridor, we'll do right away as well.
拘置所はそれに併設しているようなものよ。へえ。ここにもよく来ていたのか？以前散歩とかでたまにね。レンちゃんワイルドな散歩コース。彼女もあのままついてくるとはな。
Yeah, what reason does she have to keep tagging along?
これでこの工房にはもう用はないわけだが、レン君、君はこれからどうするつもりかね。
おじいさんの頼みもあるし、もうしばらくは付き合うわ。そろそろエステルたちのことも探さないとね。
Well, not exactly, because we already know where they are.
戦力としては頼もしいが、どこか俺たちに似た影のような部分を感じる。まあ、それこそくだらない詮索だな。
それでね、すごいんだよ。こんなにいっぱいの人形、それも全部私と同じ形のものからパッと私を見つけたの。それでルーファスが君だけがラピスローゼンベルクだって。すごいでしょ。すごいのは分かったけど、ラーちゃん、この話はもう3回目だよ。そろそろ話題を変えようよ。その話だけど、一体どうやってあの子を見つけたのかしら。
何、本人は気づいていないようだが彼女にはあらかじめ発信機をつけていてね。万が一奪われた時の保険のつもりだったが、思わぬところで役に立ったな。
あら、夢もロマンもないわね。
ラピスには黙っておいた方が良さそうだ。
そうね。
There was no Rufus actually Elysium. There was no Rufus actually knowing which one was the real one. It's just I have a transmitter.
空気が美味しい。ラーちゃんもそう思わない？空気に味なんてあるの？よくわからないけど。
No,
そういえばあの時偽物に覆いかぶされ
Oh my
て
God.
息もできなくてね。でもルーファスが。
わかったわかった。その話も何度も聞いたから。
いいわよ。
よし。
さてと。
容赦はしない。
Well, here we go.
たわいのない。
We haven't been with this group in quite a while. I mean, it hasn't been that long. But, oh, right. That reminds me. You know the deal. Perfect. Mark EX.
宝箱だ。やったね。楽勝ね。
これはどうかな。
いいわよ。踊りなさい。
まあこんなもの。
Gotta get them levels up. So who is actually struggling in levels here? Obviously a handful of characters. You know, obviously all these characters up here were not with us during the last thing, but so you've got a pretty big level kind of like jump around here. What I most likely will do though, whenever we do get to whatever the final dungeon is, before we actually do it, I'll probably go back into the Reverie corridor and at least get everyone to a somewhat similar level. Just in case.
いいわよ。チャンスね。
遅い。よし。続いてくれ。
甘々ね。いいわよ。やっ。隙ありね。
隙ありだ。
Give me all the goodies.
宝箱か。
0 hour puppet. Okay, we're probably about halfway there. Oh, what's that sound? A fight. One that has guns and the other has a sword. Doesn't sound very far either. Let's get our eyes on the situation, but do be careful. Oh, hi, Duvalie.
彼女は
加勢するぞ。
かの大罪人の愚行に加担する悪党ども、敵機体の名にかけて私がまとめて懲らしめてやりますわ。
Duvalie the Swift. Good to see you again. It's been a while.
強がっても無駄だ。いくら実力者といえど、貴様は所詮一人。我らの敵ではない。
数の優位しか誇れぬとは随分と落ちたものだ。
なんだと？誰だ？
ならばそのちっぽけなプライドも砕いてあげよう。
いつの間に？
これは
ごきげんよう、新作のお姉さん。
殲滅大使？一体どういうことですの？
話は後。まずは目の前の敵に集中しましょう。
わかりましたわ。
Well, guess we found some help here if she decides to help us out.
楽勝ね。
燃え尽きる。正気。 今ですわ殲滅天使。仕方ないわね。
Oh my lord.
任せたまえ。
Taking down that many enemies pretty much completely refills your craft points.
まあこんな
助立ち感謝しますわ殲滅天使。それと見知らぬ方々も。
面白い格好。
彼女の知り合いが。
まあここはレンちゃんに任せよう。レンたちはただ通りすがっただけだけど、神速さんは敵対のあの二人は一緒じゃないの？
That's true.
今回の事件少々思うところがありまして、彼女たちと手分けして敵拠点の偵察をしている最中です。その一つである警察学校へ向かう途中であの連中と遭遇してしまって。
ほう、それは奇遇だな。
その声は。
Oh, wait, this is a horrible idea. Why are we doing this?
ルーファス・アルバレア。
They kept that mask on.
早い。
ほとんど反応できなかった。まあこうなるわよね。
諸悪の根源ルーファス・アルバレア。今度こそ貴様に天誅を下しますわ。
ルーファスは殺させない。
どういう因縁かは知らないが、一応俺たちの雇い主なんでね。殺されては困る。
そう、せめて報酬日の後にして。
おい。
鋼のお姉さんの件についてはレンも思うところがあるからむしろ神速さんの方を手伝いたいくらいよ。
だったら俺たちだけで。
君たちも下がりたまえ。これは私と彼女の問題だ。
あのような形でマスターを騙し討ちにしておきながらよくもいけシャーシャーと。いずれ最終総国の後に消えゆく定めだったとしても貴様の行いを許す理由にはなりませんわ。
ああ、君の怒りもその復讐の意志も全て正当なものだ。だがあいにく私にもまだやり残したことがあってね。ここで殺されるわけにはいくまい。
大戦の後せめておとなしく牢屋にこもっていれば私たちもそれ以上追求するつもりはありませんでした。にもかかわらず脱獄し再度この地を占拠。
Not me.
者が独裁による大陸統一など悪逆の極地とはまさに貴様のこと。マスターに代わって成敗してやりますわ。
それは。
私は武人ではないが、ここはあえて武人の流儀で行こう。互いに譲れぬならやることは一つ。1対1の決闘、それでどうかね。
望むところですわ。
Well, 1v1. Oh, here we go.
それでは始めなさい。
ルーファス・アルバレア、貴様には煉獄の底を見せてやります。
Wasn't expecting this today.
いてつください。
任せたまえ。
Well, oh, actually,
打ち果たせクリミナルレイド。行くとしよう。
nicely give us this back to back. I can do his double if I wanted to. It's over, Duvalie. Soul Eater 2.
剣技はルーファスの方に分があるように見えるが、気合は完全に相手の方が押しているな。勝負は五分と五分ってところか。
次で決まるかも。
勝負ありだな。
完全に次の一撃で勝負を決める流れの中、不意打ちじみたアーツ攻撃か。
Pretty scummy.
えぐい。思えば始める前の武人の流儀のあたりから神速さんを誘導していたのでしょうね。最初から勝利への道筋を計算していたのかしら。でもアーツ禁止の約束はしてないし、反則ってわけでもないんだよね。ますますえぐい。
負けは負けですわ。こんな手にはまったのも私の未熟さゆえ。さあ、一思いに殺しなさい。
やれやれ。悪人だという自覚はあるが、意味のない殺しは心情に反するのでね。ともあれ、これで少しは落ち着いて話ができそうだな。
今さら貴様と話すことなど。
単刀直入に言おう。私に協力したまえ。
Oh.
はあ？冗談じゃありません。死んでも嫌ですわ。
Okay, you said that with Rain too.
少なくとも当面の目的は同じのはずだが。
貴様と同じ目的など私は一理ジたりとも持ち合わせていませんわ。
あのね、神速さん。
なんですの？そもそもどうしてあなたが。
よく考えてみて。あのルーファス新総統が黒い兵士さんたちと戦ったのをおかしいと思わなかったのかしら。
一体どういうことですの？
There you go.
仕方がないわね。レンが一から説明してあげるわ。
Probably better for Ren to explain it. Ren told Duvalie everything they had learned thus far, including the fact that Crossbell's new supreme leader was an imposter. You've got to be kidding me. I can't fathom how that is possible, but I also can't deny it makes more sense than it should. I think the only one who does know all the details is the one commanding our enemies. Whoever he really is, he's made it clear that he isn't to be underestimated. To think the other Rufus Alberea behind all of this is just as dastardly as the real one. Am I right to assume he was what led you to come to Crossbell? Yes, Innes, Anea, and I made our way here after we learned of the occupation. Infiltrating the state wasn't easy, but we managed, hoping to finally settle the score. We did our best to avoid head-on conflict, but the enemy discovered us while we were in the city, and we came under attack. Naturally, those soldiers in black were no match for the three of us, but I can't say the same for Sally and that Garcia fellow who was leading them. That's nothing to be ashamed of, both are formidable foes. There are few who wouldn't fear an encounter with Zephyr's former killing bear and Heiyu's white orchid dragon. Sheesh, does every bad guy need some kind of scary-sounding nickname? Aw, but I think they sound cute, though. I don't think that's what they were going for. Continuing the litany of titles, the Divine Blade of Wind, of all people, came to their aid to stack the odds further against us. The famous Crossbelly Embracer? Yes, Arios McLean. He's a practitioner of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School of Swordsmanship. Hate to say it, but his skill is on a plane much higher than my own. He's the last person I would want to cross blades with as well, although given what we've learned about our foes so far, we can't rule out that he's a fake too. Maybe, but I wouldn't rule out him being the real deal. He's got a bit of a checkered history when it comes to this sort of thing. Anyway, that's the long and short of why we were forced to retreat from the city. We then chose to split up and scout the enemy's bases and slowly turn the tide in our favor. That's right, you mentioned you were on your way to the police academy. Just so happens that's where we're headed to. We have a little business at the prison that's attached to it. Fine, I'll admit you were right about us sharing the same goal at the moment. However, I still refuse to work with the man who took my lord's life. I see you're still frustrated that you lost to me earlier. Of course I am. How could you expect me not to be? Then I have a proposal. You will agree to assist us in exchange once this is over and Crossbow's been returned, and peace has been returned to Crossbow. I will agree to another duel with you. I promise not to run or hide. I even give my word that arts will be prohibited next time. Do you truly intend to honor that promise? I do. Very well. However, you are welcome to use arts if you wish. I will defeat you all the same. I look forward to it.
ルーファス・アルバレア、敵対筆頭大使としてあなたの行く道見届けさせてもらいますわ。
Well, there you go. We have some help now. Alright, so now Picnic Gang is growing a little bit. Now we got Duvalie the Swift in our band of merry friends. Do we have her other outfit? Oh yeah, we do. I like that better, but we'll leave it like this for now. Oh my god, it blinks. Maiden Toa. Swim goggles. Alright, anyways. Let's keep moving. Oh, I gotta get around this. Still probably would have been set. I guess he did want to still, like, I guess Rufus did want to confront all the sins that he's, like, caused. That's probably why he took off the mask. Because, like, even if he had just kept his identity hidden.
こっちは行き止まりね。
仕込みは十分だ。
痕跡があるな。結構な人数がいたみたいだが。
まあ、近くには
Oh, this is where the police were.
放っておいても大丈夫かな。
But yeah, so Rufus could have kept his identity a secret, but eventually that mask was gonna come off, and then it would have been even worse if it was during a situation where they couldn't have this one-on-one duel. So, to Rufus, it was probably just more ideal to handle it now. But I do think somewhere deep down he does feel guilty for what he did to, Leanne. Leanne Sandlotto.
そういえばそちらのあなたたちは初めましてになりますわね。
ああ、俺たちのことは気にするな。単なる雇われだからな。
一武人としてそういうわけには。肩を並べる以上相応の礼儀は必要でしょう。
おお、見た目通りの騎士道精神。
Oh
ちょっとポ
God.
ンコツっぽいけど。
ちょっと聞こえてますわよ。
You would think that, I mean, I don't really know, like, what this other I mean, we don't know what this other organization is called up to this point, but you would think Ouroboros would know about any other kind of criminal organizations like that. For all we know, this other organization could be tied to some others we've seen.
やったね
Like, across all these games, so who knows.
素敵なお茶会になりそうね
これはどうか
What? That was a weird camera angle.
ええ
しびれ上がれですわここですわ
隙ありだ行くぞターゲット
We haven't had Duvalie in the party since,
崩したぞ合わせてくれ神速
了解ですわ
I'm trying to think. I guess it would have been when dealing with the salt pails in, right before the final dungeon in Cold Steel 4.
遅い
沈みなさい精進あるのみです
Oh, right, I should put some accessories on Duvalie. Like I said, once we get that mirror thing for this
あれは貨物
chapter,
路線か
we'll
ク
go
ロスベ
in
ルの
there.
各地にも通じているみたいだが
へえそれは便利そうねさてと
先の対戦では兵器輸送などにも大いに活用させてもらったくらいさ。
あなたという人は
ほっときなさい神速さんこういう人なんでしょうから
Should be getting close to the Yep, we're almost at the police academy.
容赦はしない
これはどうかな
Goodbye.
相手になりませんよね
まあこん
機能向上ね
Edel's Heart 2.
いつでも行けるわ
Oh, well, we're here. Yep, of course there's gonna be some EDF here. I thought there'd be more guards with this being one of their main hubs. It's weird, right? Like, this is really it? At least that makes things easy for us. Indeed, no need to plan much for this. Here goes. What? Ugh. My eyes. We're under attack. Humans can be so fragile. Target's down on my side. Mine as well. Good thing there aren't any Zauber Soldads here to up the ante, huh? Maybe don't jinx us yet. Careful! Are you the real one? Arios McLean. He's here. And there. Oh. Are any of them real? There are two of him. How fortunate for us. What's so fortunate about this? We no longer need to wonder if they're frauds. Time saved. Well, let's hold the being fortunate until after we've confirmed they're weaker than the genuine article. Great. Well, they're obviously both fakes. Divine Blade of Wind? Question mark? Can we freeze a robot? Guess so.
これはどうかな。レネゲードエナジ
いいわよ。踊りなさい。行きますわよ。
Let's do it again. Didn't work that time. Two of them at once is a bit much. Over there. Oh no, a third one. I'm just about spent. Oh no, he's the real one. Alright, that's good.
まさか。
無事か。
助かったわ、風の牽制さん。
助立ち感謝しますわ。
どういうこと？つまりこの人が本物ってこと。多分ね。
How many did they make though? We had the one in Nord and then two more here.
知らない顔もあるようだが、まずはルーファス・アルバレア、元総督でいいのか。
理解が早くて助かる。風の牽制にまでいきなり切りかかられてはさすがに身が持たないからね。
私への当てつけのように聞こえますが
状況からあの新総統が偽物だということくらいは推測できるが、正直本物のあなたがこの地にいる理由には見当がつかない。答えていただけないだろうか。もちろんその内容次第ではこたびこのアリオス・マクレインがあなたの敵となろう。
Oh boy. All he did was glare and I still flinched. The word around the block didn't do him justice. I have no intention of obstructing or aiding in Crossbell's re-independence efforts if that's your concern. I'm here for one reason. This is not where I or the late Chancellor wanted. As soon as I uncover the truth behind the situation at hand, I will put an end to it. It's as simple as that. As for what brings us to the police academy, I have some business with one of its prison inmates, Ian Grimwood. Was that response satisfactory? It was. You. Then I will accompany you. What? Oh? Might I ask why? By some coincidence, I am also here to see Mr. Grimwood. May I then? I should think myself more capable of holding my own. I see no reason to refuse. For all we know, we might find more replicas of you inside. It would be to our advantage to have the real Divine Blade of Wind to fend them off. You surprised me, though. Duvalie's hatred of me was always going to burn stronger, but I thought you would despise me more than you seem to. No blood was shed during Crossbell's occupation 2 years ago. What followed was more peace, stability, and even a more robust economy, albeit in some areas more than others. I would not deny that those achievements were in part due to your leadership. Our being enemies comes from our positions and way of life. I cannot accept the methods you took to accomplish your ambitions, but that is a matter of personal preference. I bear you no ill will. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. I'm honored you would speak so highly of me. Even if I felt otherwise, it serves me better to keep a close watch on you. That way I won't have to go looking should you give me any reason to cut you down. Too true. We think very much alike, you and I. Did you not hear him threaten to kill you? You learn a lot about someone by spending 2 years opposing them. Regardless, it would be my pleasure to have you. It would be a pleasure to have you, Arios McLean. May our short journey together prove fruitful. Indeed. Score one more for the Imperial picnicking front. Can you drop that already? Now Arios is part of the picnic crew. Up, here it is. Perfect timing. Well, we know now where we're going to be cutting off our little picnicking adventure. To at least do this and see what other stories and stuff we unlock. Are we going inside? Ah, yes, of course. I can only assume something else has happened. I was just thinking that I would not go amiss with some extra practice. Perhaps this is my chance to do so. So they're at least aware that they use it to get stronger, even though they can't remember how. Well, we have Arios for the first time playable actually ever. Well, no, technically he was playable for a moment at the beginning of Azure, but this is the first time he's fully playable. So that's pretty cool to have Arios in the party. So let's head back to the Reverie corridor.
国来訪者たちに告げる。新たな階層の構築が完了。無限回廊第三階層への侵入を許可する。
Perfect. Oh, are we switching characters? We finally have a new stratum to explore. It's clear this Reverie corridor was made with a specific purpose in mind, unlike the one that appeared under the old schoolhouse. I can't help but wonder whether my guess to what the Black Mirror is could be right. There's just too much still unanswered. Might as well make the best of the situation we're in for now. One thing's for sure, we're gonna need the experience we gain here in the near future. Duvalie, Arios. Yep, and everyone's been moved around, which means more dialogue to be had. Why is her bike in here? Oh, I guess it could be Noel's bike.
ターミナルケルンを起動。
Let me see, what do we
新規
got?
項目を追加。
Oh, okay, damage and healing up. May as well.
新規項目を追加。
Pretty useful. Alright, well, I guess we can, I guess not everyone has been moved around. These two are still over here. No one's at the front anymore, though. I guess we'll just talk to the new groups of people who have moved around. And then, I actually am curious. Wait, but they said there was a new I guess we have to go in there for it to, like, activate. Okay. But let's talk to the people who have moved around. Crossbell being part of the Empire for a while led to the development of regional Mishies. But ultimately, there's only one original Mishi, but he has an aura that can't be replicated. I couldn't agree more. I've come across several of the variants in my travels, but none have the same allure as the original. Dressing Mishi in all sorts of costumes and accessories only serves to detract from his original bewildering expression and charming eyebrows. Precisely. I'm happy you're a woman of culture as well, Laura. Oh, Lord. I never thought my contemporary on all things Mishi would be Erebonian. And I feel similarly. Mishi's Crossbell fandom is much more fervent than I had imagined. I forgot that Laura secretly adored Mishi when we were students. I should get away from this conversation before I'm dragged into an hours-long lecture. Yeah, that should do it. You're all set to keep riding. Thank you so much, Alisa. She must have taken some damage in the real world. Guess I was pushing her too hard. It was already an honor to meet the people responsible for engineering the orbital bike. To think they'd give mine a tune-up too. Don't mention it. We only played a small part in developing the bike anyway. It's pretty crazy to think those days we spent fiddling with it in the engineering building led to it being sold in Crossbell years later, though. Yeah, makes me feel a little proud, actually. They've only just started spreading around in terms of popularity. The marketing department is planning to make a huge push to get people to buy in. I hope yours will treat you well, Noel. Absolutely, I wouldn't trade her for the world.
Yeah. 調子はどうだい?
I see the Reverie garden is full of even more... Oh, okay. Is it just me, or is the air here starting to taste a slightest bit sweeter? Doesn't get much better than this, if you ask me. I don't really have to go back to the real world, do I? Don't make me leave this paradise. Wait, what if this is all a trap and this is how they want me to feel? Well, whatever. There are worse traps to fall for. Reen's look! Oh my god, the extra, the different colored eye makes it even funnier when he's just like glaring at her. Man, it's a continent-wide party in here. This blows Phantasma out of the water. I know what you mean, it's a relief to have so many allies. But on the other hand, that means the trial we have to pass must be immense if it requires all our combined strengths. That's a good point. Both the trial in here and what's waiting for us in the real world must be daunting. Don't sweat it, things are going to be just fine if we all work together. Looks like you guys have already made a real dent in the corridor, so now that we're here, the rest will be a cinch. Exactly, don't be afraid to turn to us. We're here to help you, Lloyd, and everyone else. Thanks, you two. I'll do that. So I guess I will just talk to everybody, because even if they're in the same spot, they seem to have new dialogue, since we're running around as Lloyd now. What could this group possibly be about? This is such a weird, like, okay, let's find out. Another level has opened up. The trial feels like it's getting fiercer. I think so too. What I wouldn't give to be back in Ymir and take a dip in the hot springs right now. Oh yeah, so you're a hot springs kind of guy, Reen? I typically just take showers, but it's hard to pass up a good soak every now and then. That reminds me of how nice the hot spring in Erin was back during the Great Twilight. It felt amazing. Ymir's this is a hot springs talk. Ymir's hot springs are incredible as well. The snowy mountain backdrop makes for a wonderful view. Wouldn't it be nice if we all went on a hot springs trip when all this is over? I'm not gonna say no to that. I'd be happy to have you all over when things calm down again. I guess that gives us another reason to get through all of this. Yep, let's keep at it, everyone. I think it'd be cool for Lloyd and the SSS to visit Ymir. I wouldn't mind a little like side story like that. The SSS in Ymir. Lloyd and the others get to meet Reen's family and everything. Well, that took a while. Alright, who's sitting where? We got people all over the place. What's going on over here? Some weapon tune-ups, it seems. Okay. Wonder if they're doing some hair over there. Sorry to keep you waiting, Lady Celine. Thanks. This fish looks so fresh and delicious and tasty. By the way, it's very obvious why Roselia over here and then Angelica downstairs aren't in the cutscenes. Or not cutscenes, but in these dialogues, is because they're optional characters. There's a very good chance you don't recruit them before getting these scenes. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't do anything with the Reverie corridor, besides some basic, like, training, and just continue the main story until it's done, and then do all this stuff after, which you can do. That fish looks so fresh and delicious and tasty. God, get a hold of yourself, Celine. I can do this. I am in control. Meow. What is going on here? I'm helping Celine with her human form training. According to her, she struggles with keeping her feline instincts in check. Sadly, it would seem she failed this particular test. Poor Celine, she's got her work cut out for her.
何を話すかの?
I started training Celine to prepare her as my successor too. Mind you, I don't exactly plan on abdicating my seat as chief of the Hexen clan for a long while. But considering what's in store for the future of my kind, it's hardly a bad idea to bolster our overall strength. Emma certainly has some room to grow as a witch too. One of these days, I'd like to think she'll surpass Vita. It's just a question of when. I've got to toughen her up. What about you toughening up? You girls are so lucky to have partners that you really connect with. What? S is always treating me like I'm his little sister. How am I ever going to get anywhere with him? Fellas can be so dense, huh? Eustace can be a real blockhead, too. So Swin's got you stuck in the friend zone, eh? I don't know if it's exactly her problem. Besides, things aren't like that between me and Agate yet. Yet, huh? The way you two act around each other, I'd have figured you've been together forever. You know what? This is a great time for some girl talk. Spill it, ladies. I want to hear every sordid detail you got. Oh, Lord. At least she's not having any trouble fitting in. It'd be nice if this could happen in reality, too. Irene's eye. It's so cool. Hey, guys. Doing some weapon maintenance? Bingo. Figured I'd invite everyone to join me, since I was going to give a little bit of TLC to Berserker anyway. Even orbital stabs require a lot of maintenance. It can be pretty tricky using a weapon that has a lot of moving pieces. So an orbital staff that can transform into an instrument, and the CGF's latest weaponry are here, and that's not all. That S weapon you have is impressive now I give it a better look. Haha, yeah, I guess the workshop's handiwork sticks out, huh? This baby's my ace for when things get real bad. This whole gal and I have been through a lot, so I'm pretty attached to her by now. You don't say. Just how much, I wonder. Of course you would talk about your weapon like that, Randy. But I admit that having a special bond with my gunbreakers after the last year at the branch campus, they feel like a part of me now. Says the girl who's been neglecting them and came to me in a panic asking for help with maintenance. You weren't supposed to tell anyone that. Haha. Still got a long way to go, Yuna. I mean, obviously, they're gonna have more dialogue.
いいですか?
Okay, it's just more of the same. My gunbreakers have practically become a part of me since I enrolled at the branch campus. They feel like they're my signature weapons. Let me know when we head back out, put them to good use. You both have such beautiful hair, I'm a little jealous. Don't be, your hair is plenty gorgeous, Ellie. Hey, Altina Lapis, using our break to have your hair combed? Yes, making time to take care of it has been difficult, so she insisted that I let her. Now my hair feels even softer than ever. This kind of thing is required to maintain the beauty of a genuine Rosenberg doll. And I must say that you're quite talented. You're even better at this than Nadia. Well, Nadia's lazy. Am I now? I do have some experience. An old friend of mine happened to love Rosenberg dolls. So she forced me to learn how to handle them when we were little. Something the matter? Why the sad face all of a sudden? It's nothing, I'm fine. If I remember correctly. Right, she was good friends with Maribel Croyce. Alright. Who's over here? Duvalie and Fee. Ew, thanks for the workout. I knew going up against someone as fast as you would do me some good. Well, speed is something both our fighting styles value. It was a good experience for me as well. Though the mere idea of a bracer gaining anything from training with a member of Ouroboros is ridiculous in its own right. Aw, come on, don't be like that. It's not like we didn't team up during the Twilight. And I just want to get stronger, to overcome the trials in here and fix what's happening in reality. I gotta catch up to the boss and Sarah someday. Yes, and there are shoes left behind that I'd like to fill, impossible as it may be. Very well, I'll accompany you on this training journey, but don't you fall behind. Bring it on. Good luck, you two. Show us how it's done. What do we got over here? This is a group. Oh, hello, Reen. Hi, Elise. Well, this is a gathering of people I didn't expect to see. You can credit that to Zio. He does have a tendency to draw crowds sometimes. I guess you could say the sight of him was a little nostalgic, that's all. I was telling Gaius how Baron Schwarzer would teach me the ways of falconry in my younger days. I've never followed the sport myself, I certainly didn't expect to have a connection with our father through it. Not to mention, it's what led Rufus to eventually meet the Chancellor. Yep. I've always been grateful to your father. Not only did he introduce me to a certain someone, but he always looked out for me and staved off my boredom with the nobility when we were together. You don't say. I think I can understand why, in retrospect. Dad has always been different than most. Well, I'd love to try my hand at falconry with you and Baron Schwarzer someday. If you wouldn't mind having me and Zio, of course. Would you? And you're not just saying that to be diplomatic. Very well, I'd be happy should the opportunity arise. But diplomatic how? It's Gaius.
なんとかしないといけませんね。
That's right, it's something I want to tell you, Reen. I decided to start playing Vantage Masters too, since everyone's always talking about it. I know you're a busy man and all, but would you like to play together when you have time? Of course, I'd love to, Elise. The older we get, the harder it is to sit down and have fun together. It's important to make quality time while we can. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Reen. But I don't want you going easy on me simply because I'm your sister, alright? I'll be playing to win, and so should you. I think there was another one over there I forgot to get. Oh, Lord. Got a bracer beat up over there. Hey, not bad. I'm shocked you countered that. Lady Luck always did have a thing for me. Though, don't think I didn't see that card from outside your deck make it into the field. It's a good thing I have a few tricks up my sleeve, too. Now you're talking my language, Hemisphere. May the best man win. Are you two just trying to out-cheat one another? It really does feel that way, doesn't it? Oh, I didn't see you there. This reminds me. I heard you play Vantage Masters as well. How about a match? Gaius has told me a lot about you. I find you rather fascinating in more ways than one. Oh, God. You don't say. Well, I've heard about you from Yuna and Gaius, too. I'm up for it if you are. As long as you don't cheat. Hand to the goddess. Play fair and square. Playing fair and square can be entertaining every once in a while. Every once in a while. It's impressive to see how many bracers have reached A rank in the last several years. Feels like just yesterday you became the youngest to ever do it, Valentine. Please. I'm long past being the up-and-coming rookie. Our current crop of young guns are something else. I heard someone in Calvert might just break Sarah's record. Oh, it's getting mentioned again. Bet Zin's feeling the pressure already. Could be a changing of the guard. Come on, none of us are that old. We can't let the next generation put us out to pasture just yet. Competition or not, I'm glad to see they're doing so well for themselves. I believe we can thank you for leading by example with everything you've accomplished until now. Where is all this flattery coming from? Don't act like it doesn't describe you. Seriously, knock it off, Arios. You sound like you're a day away from retirement, but you're only in your 30s. Don't go calling it quits and put more work on the rest of our plates. I suppose you're right. There's plenty more for me to do and plenty of opportunities to lead by example. I've carried out my duties as a bracer ever since I took part in Crossbell's independence and as an act of atonement. Yet I feel as though I've lost sight of my initial intent. Heh, could be a sign that my personal trials have just begun. Huh. Something smells great. Didn't expect to see Machias as the one holding back black tea and Eustace drinking coffee. We each just decided to try each other's favorites. I told them it was a waste limiting themselves to just tea or coffee. Beverages should bring us together, not drive us apart. It's amazing what can happen when we look past our differences and reach across the beverage aisle to work together, isn't it? I must admit, the governor has impeccable taste. This roasted blend's flavor is quite rich. This black tea from Libero is delicious. Not that I have much of an image for where it was produced. That happens to be made with the highest quality leaves from the department store in the capital. Okay, so Grancel. I can't get enough of their flavor as of late. And I still have more of Dad's coffee, so feel free to help yourself. I'm a little envious of how much fun they're having. Maybe I'll join them later. It is funny, though, because Lecter would obviously... He's been to Libero. You know, it's kind of wild how comfy this place is for being some alternate dimension. Guess that voice wasn't kidding about meaning us no harm then. Yeah, though that doesn't make the situation any less incomprehensible. Just think of it as a forced vacation. Might as well relax. And play around with Vantage Masters against me. Heard through the grapevine that you and Zephyr's boss had it out in a game and you won. Gotta get me in on that. That was more because he lost on purpose. No need to be so humble. I'm always down to clowns. Hit me up when you have some free time. Alright, then I will. You do strike me as someone who'd be a pretty good player, so I bet we'll have some good matches. I believe this should be the last group. Eastern style talk. It's delicious. I never thought I'd get to drink proper green tea in this realm. I'm honored that a true Easterner such as yourself would compliment my tea. This reminds me of how Master Kafai would make tea for me during my training years. Now that I think about it, didn't you tell me that you have some Eastern blood, Toa? Yes, but not very much. I couldn't stand green tea when I was little, but I guess I grew out of that. Hey, you better not be thinking that I'm still little, Reed. No, I wasn't. What made you think that? Damn it, my face was that obvious. There's still plenty left, so help yourself if you'd like. Oh, I'll take you up on that. Well, that's kind of nice. Alright, so next time we're going to be going through the third stratum and seeing what kind of orbs we unlock for more fun times here in the Reverie Corridor. And then once all that is done in a handful of videos, we will go back to the main story with Rufus's group. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.